From pickdogs.com, and it is Saturday, November 9th, 2019, halftime of the Alabama LSU game, and we have a beatdown on our hands. I haven't seen a beatdown like this with an Alabama team involved since last year's national championship game, right, when they lost by about 50 to Clemson. Just goes to show you don't play against the good teams. When you have to play the good teams, you're just not prepared to do so. And Alabama just getting rung up here while LSU played Auburn. LSU played Florida this season. Alabama was playing the nobodies, the Arkansas, Tennessee, Ole Miss. And it is showing as LSU doing all the pushing, all the shoving. And I'll tell you, Alabama, number 69, Richardson, he should be thrown off the team for the cheap shot before the half. And LSU, of course, making them pay on every mistake. Alabama getting rung up. And I'm telling you, it looks a lot like last year's national championship game against Clemson, where it was just a beatdown at the hands of the Tigers. And it's just a different set of Tigers here, and they are really digging their claws into Alabama. And, of course, Coach Saban right before the half not giving LSU one bit of credit. Just saying how his team was making mistakes and how they couldn't get the running game going and how they kept shooting themselves in the foot, but nothing to say how LSU is just pushing them around, passing all over them, and, of course, making all the tackles and all the stops. But this is really just, I was expecting to see a little bit more of an exciting game than this, but just not meant to be. As Alabama it's exactly what we saw in the national title game. And if you saw our college football preview show with Steve Monahan and myself, I said, now the diagram is out there, and Alabama just hadn't played a team that had the personnel to execute it the way that Clemson had. And LSU doing exactly what Clemson did, pressuring Tua, keeping him in the pocket and knocking him around and stuffing up the running game. They got beat by a couple big plays, and it's going to happen. I mean, Alabama has talented athletes, but man, if you take out the mistakes, they're still getting slaughtered. I mean, a lot of those mistakes are being caused by LSU. I mean, let's just say when Tua fumbled on the first series, he wasn't getting in the end zone there. I mean, they were looking at 3 at best. At best. And then on the other side of it, LSU drove 92 yards down the field like nothing, like a knife through butter. It's like, where was the mistakes there? It was called bad tackling and being outrun and outcoached and outplayed in every area of the game. This game, all LSU, and I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how Alabama regroups at halftime, because I think the issue that Alabama has here is that they got no answers. And I mean, that's pretty much it. The problems are at quarterback, exactly where we thought it was. But take a look at the second half line here in this one. And it is LSU +5 for the second half. Yeah, we did a pick on Oklahoma, Iowa State. This is our halftime show. So there's a video out on YouTube on that one as well. Penn State, the game set up exactly how I thought it was going to set up, where Penn State would have the chance to win it within the last minute or so. They were exactly in position, exactly where I thought they were going to be, and they just did not convert. Yeah, it's not a good idea. I think Alabama's absolutely done here. They are getting whooped. And the last time we saw them getting whooped like this, they did nothing in the second half. And that was the national championship game last year against Clemson. I think the bet here is LSU money line second half. I think they put this one into the 50s. And you know what's going to happen is the eye test and all this other crap, when the playoffs happen. But we're seeing the eye test, and it's a one-sided beatdown. And Alabama, absolutely no answers. A punt return for a touchdown, and then a short pass, which is pretty much Tua's trademark, is this dink dunk pass that counts as a touchdown pass. But Yeah, any way you slice it, doesn't matter what it is. I like LSU on the money line for the second half. Yeah, Penn State did cover the second half, but I thought they were going to come back and win the game. I like LSU here on the money line for the second half. I think they just slaughter Alabama. I believe they get the ball to start the second half as well. They kicked off in the game. Yeah, I think LSU goes into the 50s like we saw Clemson do last year in the national championship game. And I think this game looks a lot like that game. With Tua getting knocked around, he's got the excuse of the ankle and all this bullshit. But it's what we're seeing is just a manhandling on both sides of the ball. LSU running the ball when they need to run the ball. Burrow making all the right throws, and Nick Saban giving them zero credit. And talking about the mistakes that his team is making when it's LSU forcing them into those mistakes. This is it's sad. It is what it is. It's pathetic. And I like LSU to just continue the beat down here. Yeah, there's no reason to bet a money line on Alabama here. The money line second half LSU is the play at plus 210. Yeah, I don't know about that. The guy saying something to the defensive back. I don't know. Alabama scored 2 touchdowns. One was on a punt return. The other one was on a nice pass play. But what we're seeing here is that Alabama has no answers on either side of the ball. This looks exactly like the national championship game. I mean, people forget what happened last time Alabama played a good team, a top 5 ranked team. They were slaughtered, and they're getting slaughtered again. This looks like a Notre Dame game against like a good team, is what this looks like. What happens at a school like Alabama, it's the same thing that happened at Miami, and it's the same thing that's happened at USC. It's happened at every school that's had a great run, is that you can't have players leaving, all your star players leaving every single season, and then it's like your depth is gone. And eventually it catches up with you, and it's against the good teams. Yeah, because people think that Alabama is going to come roaring back in the second half. Like all of a sudden they're going to find some answers. But there are no answers. They're getting rung up like a cowbell in this thing. They are getting whooped on both sides of the ball. It's not like, a penalty here or a thing there. It's just LSU is forcing these mistakes. And I'm going LSU money line in the second half. Yeah. Go ahead, Nate. Take Alabama plus 475 to win. It's not like they've shown any signs of life or that they can do anything on the field against LSU. This looks like the national championship game. I'm sure you said the same thing at halftime of Clemson, Alabama, when Trevor Lawrence, made them his NFL $150 million contract, right? I mean, that's basically what happened. Yeah, it's not that they have the mojo. They're just a better team, a way better team, and they're way more battle-tested. LSU was outplaying Florida. They were outplaying Auburn. And Alabama was playing Ole Miss and Duke. I mean, that's really the difference here. That's the difference in this game. And we're seeing a pure domination by LSU. It's not even close. But I'm going to stick with LSU on the money line for the second half. That's going to be my play at plus 210. I don't see this game tightening up at all. But, the other games out there, Michigan State really doing a number on Illinois. That line looked very, very fishy. Southern Miss, a team that we liked this morning. But actually, Illinois coming back a little bit, 28-10. They're within the cover zone. Iowa, 14-6. This game was closer than this. I've been watching that game on the iPad. Louisiana Tech up by a touchdown over North Texas. And Georgia State up by 3 over Louisiana Monroe. That game on ESPN Plus in the first quarter. Louisiana Monroe's got the ball 2nd and 4 at their own 12. But I'm going to stick with LSU here and take them on the money line in the second half. I like kind of like Illinois, maybe plus the 7 for the second half against Michigan State. They started off, they were getting just absolutely slaughtered, and they've kind of come back a little bit. I think I'll go with that one. We'll take, I like Iowa plus the 3 against Wisconsin as well, if not money line second half on Iowa at plus 150. I think that's the play. Iowa also money line second half at plus 150. So that's it. I will see you guys tomorrow morning with Steve Monahan at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great day, and I will see you then. Enjoy the second half, and enjoy tonight's games. And I'm going to get to, I'm going to be doing videos the whole rest of the day. We got 8 NBA games, and I'm going to try and do about another 8 college basketball games at least. So have a great day, and I will see you guys later.